Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Ogre cast. I am Ogre, and I will be your host for this game of StarCraft 2 between KillerB and baeza. This is Zerg versus Zerg, as you can obviously see from all the purple creep all over the place. And yeah, so KillerB is my real life friend, and he generally plays random. I think he always plays random. Um, Oh, looks like baeza got a new graphics card, so it's pretty good. Um, wow, KillerB actually opting to go for the extractor trick to get that extra larva out. Um, so maybe we'll see if that actually gives him some kind of advantage. He gets his spawning pool down on 14, I believe that was. Spawning pool going down on 16 for baeza, was that? Possibly on 15, but he had some drones coming out. So, um, anyways, yeah, we're just sped up because nothing is really going to happen until after that spawning pool gets out, as usual. We got some drone play. Looks like no extractor trick or anything, or no extractor steal for baeza or anything like that. So, um, yeah, it looks like KillerB is still managing. Oh, look at that. He's going for the spine crawler in the opponent's base. Yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, I would say it's cheesy, but he can just cancel that. And is he gonna build it again? I just want to watch that drone. No, okay, the queen is out, so you obviously can't get that done. The drone goes down. Looks like a second hatchery going down. Definitely scouted by KillerB. So, um, Overlord going down. KillerB takes it out with his queen. Looks like the Roach Warren is going up, and KillerB is opting to go for roaches to hold off the Zerglings of baeza. So we'll see how that matchup actually goes. Usually, you can get an awful lot of Zerglings out with this double hatch build. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, I guess KillerB can block off this ramp if he gets. Yeah, he's got 3 roaches up, so he can block that ramp off. There's going to be no Zerglings that can get through there, and with 4 roaches, like, they can hold off an awful lot of Zerglings. That's wow. He's actually moving out. He's not even waiting for the Zerglings to build up. Could be because he knew that baeza lost the Overlord, so would have to build it in order to not be supply blocked. And look at all the unused larvae there for baeza. He's still injecting. But let's take a look at the units tab here. Okay. I totally missed a baneling nest for baeza. So, let's just see if KillerB actually scouted that baneling nest. He did not, but the roaches are obviously the best counter that you can come up with for banelings as far as early Zerg game. So it just looks like KillerB's roach build is going to be quite strong, even though there's 2 hatcheries going here. Just the amount of Zerglings that are getting made. I don't know if they're going to be enough. So there's a choke here. As long as KillerB can keep those Zerglings from getting us around, it's going to be really, really strong. And beautifully, he takes these roaches onto the ramp. Oh my god, was that an excellent move. That's exactly what he wants to do, to engage these. Now, a couple roaches, 1 roach at least getting picked off there. But baeza just cannot fight on that ramp. I don't think if I was KillerB, I would be pulling back right now. You can definitely hold that ramp there. Just keep your guys there. Just keeping that pressure on there is going to keep him building. Oh, looks like Mutalisks are coming out. Excellent transition for baeza. I'm not exactly sure how the air defense is. Not very good for KillerB. He's got 1 queen at each base. Where's his second queen? I can only find 1 queen. That is so interesting. Okay. So, I mean, the backdoor rocks are still up. He must have only made one queen and moved it down to the expansion. Um, okay, now there's a queen. Okay, so he was building his second queen in that base and moved his first queen down. Muta's coming out, but KillerB already has Hydras. Been watching this whole game on 2 times and really didn't notice too much, but yeah, KillerB makes those Hydras in time to fend off the Mutalisk attack. The Mutas, they can't stay on the defensive is the problem. So I don't see why baeza is actually pulling back. There's maybe he's searching for roaches and he can't find. Yeah, it looks like they're on a scouting path. A couple of Zerglings just scouting up there for KillerB. He's going to see finally the expansion going up for baeza. 4 Zerglings go down at the cost of 1 Baneling, which I think is still not too bad of a trade, just because of the gas. So and he got the scouting info he needed as well, so that was pretty good. You probably didn't need to send in 4 Zerglings. 2 could have done the exact same job, but no big deal. And just there's a few Hydras here. These Overlords, you could have those Overlords kind of on the edge there, and maybe the Mutas might try to pick one off. You get some free shots in with your Hydras. Spore Crawler, of course, going down here to try to fend off those Mutalisks. Not sure if you can notice, but I am getting some lag here. Now, the reason for the lag is because this is a pre-patch. It's a replay from before the most recent patch. It seems like if you're ever running a replay that happened before the most recent patch, it's always going to lag. So there's nothing you can really do about that. But anyway, I'm getting some roaches out for baeza. Good army size here for KillerB. A lot of Hydras and not quite as many roaches. I just watched a video by starcraft. I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen it, but he talks about the roach to hydra ratio. Now, I think that this is in this situation a good ratio because of the mutas that were up there. KillerB had to be sure that he was going to kill all of the mutas. Otherwise, the roaches could just be finished off by them. So having a high Hydra count there is a good idea. But I hear that in general, you want like a 2-to-1 roach to Hydra ratio, at least. In general Zerg composition. So I mean, maybe if you're interested, that's something you can look into trying to do. But just having the high Hydra count against somebody who is going Mutalisks is obviously going to be a better idea. But now, like, there's a fairly heavy roach count. There's Zerglings coming out. So I mean, in my production, I would be producing roaches. I guess he's producing, well, pretty much nothing now. He's going for the missile attacks. But yeah, I would be producing roaches from now on. Baeza gives the good game. I thought that was actually a really good Zerg versus Zerg there. They seemed so evenly matched, but KillerB just had the edge. He had his expansion up and mining for longer. He got an economic advantage and ran with it, as opposed to, I mean, baeza went for the 2 hatches in his base, so it took him forever to get his mining expansion up. And that the early Zergling attack did not work. And another great thing was having the battle right here on baeza's own ramp. Like, he did not have to engage the roaches there. There was no reason to do that. So that again turned the tides in KillerB's favor. So well played, KillerB, and thanks for sending me the replay.